Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Speed Gaming 5 for the first of a best of three between jonnylink, our number 14 seed, and ganonsgonewild, our number 19 seed. This is Darthling, and with me in the booth tonight is Money Mercs. How you doing?
Yo, 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 yo. What up? I'm chilling. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It was fun watching and commentating for your match this morning. Congratulations on that. Hopefully, with these two runners, both of them went 2-1 in the group stage. Although Johnny Link advanced on a tiebreaker, they should be fairly closely matched up. So let's see what we have going on this evening. I'm going to go ahead and get our runners ready, and we'll be underway momentarily.
Let's get it. This is elimination too, right?
This is best of three. So
No, I think are they 1-1 or are they 1-0 right now?
negative. This is the first match.
Oh, this is the very first one. Oh, I thought they had played already. All right, cool. Yeah, these are two good runners. I'm curious to see what this looks like.
So starting locations, where do you hope that we would end up as a runner?
Well, I mean, where would I want to end up?
Yeah.
I had a really good one this morning. I mean, I started at the rock up top in the top right. So I mean, that's where you want to start. But I want them to start somewhere not so good. So, give me that screen like next to like waterfall, like one of those like half screens. Give me one of those. I want to see something a little more demented.
Oh, speaking
left.
of demented,
I cursed
bottom
them.
left corner.
I definitely cursed them.
Although it is nice if you are capable to at least attempt the screen scroll to see what the coast item is for free during one of your chances to roam around here.
Yeah, I think it was the very first match I had in group was that screen. Same exact screen.
So a few open caves here, not an awful lot. So hopefully they find the wood sword pretty soon. We're gonna have to get that out of an open cave.
Yeah, I don't remember where the wood sword was, or the white sword for that matter, in that seed that I played the first match in group. But man, when it's like far across the screen, it feels bad, because if you take a death like somewhere in between, man, it is a long, treacherous walk sometimes.
Yeah, and that can really compound problems at the start if you're having to travel most of the way across the map to find that wood sword so you can get some offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes like you'll get across and you'll take a little bop here and there by the time you get all the way, far away where you need to be. And then there's just like, oh, well, Johnny finds his sword.
And Ganon found it about 5 seconds earlier, so...
Yeah, so we didn't have that scenario this time, which is good for both of those guys.
Yeah, it definitely increases the chances that we'll have a good close race. And pathing so far has been really similar as well. Looks like our medium secret's worth 34.
That's not too bad. And we'll see if they're going to diverge from each other's route now, or where we're going to go. Looks like they're staying on brand for the moment.
Yeah, these are easy, safe checks. Ooh, almost a max price blue ring.
Yep.
Hopefully we have a large secret that will give them the opportunity to have a chance to purchase that, should they choose to do so.
Yeah, at 254, you better go pick up that blue rupee, because if you want a shot at that blue ring, it's a expensive one right there. It doesn't. You know what though? It's like it's so much to begin with, so it's like, all right, what's the difference really between 235 and 254? I know sometimes there's like a little bit like sometimes you might need a rupee or two or something, but.
Yeah, Johnny Link taking the time to try to farm up a global drop of bombs and was not successful. I didn't see if we had anything close enough to start, but this would be an opportunity to kind of save the game and try to scum out that one drop. There we go. Ganon's got some bombs now.
First bombs of the day.
And Ganon Gone Wild has found level 2. So this dungeon has 2 floor items, so hopefully we'll be able to find those fairly soon. Ooh, we have Dark Nuts. Tends to make it a little bit risky, but there's always a chance of finding something on the floor for free.
Yeah, I mean, like, even when you're new, like, you don't, like... I mean, obviously, I was playing a lot of vanilla before this started, and, like, even that took, like, a minute or, 2 to click in. Like, alright, 2 doesn't have a dungeon. Stop pushing blocks and stuff, like... It's just things you have to, like, adjust to. You're just not used to it.
Yeah, and most of the seeds follow the same set of rules. There is always a chance that 2 could be segmented. I think we saw that. And Johnny Link has found the bow. Great find early.
Yeah, they're both definitely going to have that. I mean, it's just sitting right there, so... That's a banger right there. You love seeing that early in the seed. It's like half the mystery's gone already.
Oh, and Ganon dips out. Maybe he's trying to farm up more bombs. Looks like he's traveling away, so he's not going to find out. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He already got the bow. I must have missed that. Thank you, Tracker, for helping me stay on track. I was like, oh no, he lost it.
He got the bow. That's kind of like a weird play to me, though, that he would just like get it and leave in such a small dungeon. Or maybe he wants to look for White Sword.
Well, watching Johnny Link spend a lot of time sorting these enemies down with the wood sword, maybe it is a good use of time so you at least find the White Sword or the wand or something else to help with that combat.
Yeah, everybody does different stuff. I mean, I might peek a dungeon and like early like that, and like I don't know, maybe not with 2 because 2 is kind of small. It might be a better play to just try and get stuff out of here and never go back. But like look at this blue Dark Nut room, see, and now Johnny's leaving. So maybe it was a good play. He probably saved about 2 minutes on that.
So, Ganon's Gone Wild has seen arrows, which were somewhat reasonably priced. I think it was 84 or 85 rupees, so could dip back and get that if he finds a large secret that's worth enough money. Might not be that play.
And Ganon's is taking all these any roads, seeing where he can go. They look like pretty good ones, so I haven't seen a bad one. Yeah, that's another good one right there. They're pretty like spread out, so it's not like just... I hate when it's like 2 on top of each other, or like 3 like right next to each other. It's like, oh man. Plus it saves you some bombs early in the game too. Like
exactly, you get 3 extra checks for free with the one that you find to start the any roads. And oh no, we have a horizontal shoot room guarding the Triforce in 3.
Yeah, that 3 looks gross. Nice reverse clip. Yeah, I know Ganon's Gone Wild is a Z3 guy, and I wasn't too familiar with either of these guys till the tournament. And I don't know if it like came up in like a stream like of him playing or not, or like I just maybe like saw it in passing. And like Johnny Link has a really good vanilla time. Like I never saw him play or anything, so when I saw his time, I was like, wow, this dude's pretty good.
Yeah, and Ganon's Gone Wild has found level 7. Ooh, let's see how big it is. That actually doesn't look too bad.
It's still bulky though. I mean, it depends on the enemy set that's going to be in here. Yeah, free enemy set, but it's like I don't know. It's tough. I might dive that at this point in the game.
Yeah,
you might leave with a bunch of keys, or see, like now you're running into like issues like this already, though. Like.
But at least you have the information. You might need the ladder to potentially progress in that. And possibly by the time he finds it, oh, let's see what we got with the bomb wall opening up. Potentially a chance to have the white sword or something to clear this a little bit faster, should he need to come back later.
There's your staircase. And a couple key doors, which she does have keys for. That was just a troll. Did you see that? It was. Like
I did. He made it a whole 2 screens.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was in that room until he went to the other room.
And probably not worth the bomb investment to see if he can bomb some of those walls open. That's a safe dungeon to come back to later, and should be able to clean it up pretty nicely if he finds a ladder.
jonnylink hits that vanilla letter spot and gets a 120 large payment.
Very nice, and then finds level 1.
Yeah, you love to see those. That's 2 good ones right in a row. You're feeling good when you see the 120, and then you find okay, well, it's Wizrobe 1. So it went from, oh wow, 1, and then it's like, oh okay, this is okay still, but
It looks like ganonsgonewild dipped over and saw that the coast item was one of the boomerangs, so
yeah.
probably not going to be coming back for that one later.
Did you see that first room that Johnny just saw?
I did not know.
The very first room he went in, it was 3 blue Wizrobes, and he just he left immediately. He's like, nope.
I don't blame him. I don't even like taking that room short of having at least the white sword and either a lot of hearts or a blue ring, maybe with a potion.
I'm asking, is Power Glove is in this? No, Power Glove is not in this. There's a hint, I think, that says something about Power Glove, but
yeah, that's one of the community / joke hints.
Yeah, there's a lot of. There's definitely ones that made me laugh, and then there's ones like, really, like. There is some funny ones in there, though.
Yeah, it definitely had some levity to a game that can get frustrating at times.
Yeah, it definitely can. It was cool because one of my friends watched my match this morning. He's like never seen this and doesn't know anything about Rando or anything like that. And he's like, you navigated pretty good through that. Like, he's a video game guy, but he just like never watched or played Rando. So he was like, you navigated pretty good through that. It looks pretty hard. And I was like, oh, they can be fun. They can be real fun sometimes.
Oh, Johnny making great work of the red dark notes, but didn't find anything. Again, takes a death in level 5.
Yeah, these dungeons are not easy so far. I mean, I think the easiest one we saw was at 7, which it was not fully ladder blocked, I don't think, but I don't know if that was the only Garia dungeon we've seen so far.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, that cheap bomb upgrade. And it pays out with 4.
Yeah, as Druis would say, what a treat. That is a treat. Just emoji.
Alright, so the magical sword will be at the grave.
Mags is at the grave. Was that the hint? I didn't see that.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, that room was rough. I hate when the bubbles in there fighting, when you're fighting stuff like that. Especially, like, no health, no good sword. Like, it's a daunting task. ganonsgonewild has silvers?
I'm not showing that on the tracker. We haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, he did pick him up.
Does he have him?
Yeah, he has him equipped right now.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Don't trust the blind man.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it on the tracker either. I guess that literally just happened, and then he grabs a heart, So I'm gonna guess I don't know if he got those out of 3. It doesn't look like he has a try, so I'm gonna guess that he got the silvers in 3 just now. There's the Triforce. We saw that room earlier. He needs a bomb. Or
so, random curiosity. I wonder if it's possible to block clip into that. I know it's hard to do with the whiz robes, but block clip to get the Triforce, even though you don't go all the way through.
You might be able to. Honestly, I'm pretty good at like some of that stuff. Like I'm not as good as real good people, but I can definitely like clip into some stuff at this point, and I don't know. That's a good question, to be honest.
Is there space to do it?
Infamous one said silver export in 5.
Awesome, thank you.
So that means Johnny's gonna grab them here soon if he digs out this 5. I thought he grabbed them in 3. I know he was in 3, but maybe Johnny was in 3 first. Maybe that's what I missed.
Alright, magic keys in 1. I think we already saw that hit the on Ganon's side.
What's that?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, silver's were in 5. Okay.
Well, 2 big pieces of the puzzle out of the way. The last big one, barring any blocks, would be the ladder.
And GGW is going to get that big secret right there. See, like this is okay. So this is a gift and a curse, right? And I was kind of in this position earlier today in my match. I had silvers maybe halfway-ish, and I mean, you start bombing stuff with it because you're like, oh, I could just fly now. But then it's like, oh, I don't have any money for a potion. I don't have any money for this key I need. I don't have any money for this blue ring. You know, like that. Those arrows really add up quick. I mean, you are gonna move through stuff, but it'll hurt.
And like for something like the Vires, it's a good play to do that.
No, it saves so much time. I was bombing Vires earlier, especially in that 9. It was just filled with like a ton of Vires and like stuff. I mean, that and Pole's voice, like it's so helpful and quick. Like you're not trying to kill those with a sword. Maybe mags. I mean, but half the seats I don't even see mags, let alone have it.
And our Ruby boss guards the map, which is some useful information.
It's a really weird. It looks like a dog, like on a leash. That one.
And conveniently, just in time, we have the bow and the arrows to be able to take this down, and maybe it might have a staircase. I think Ganon's going to keep going.
Yeah, I'd probably come back there. There's any key. Any key in 1. So we already have any key and silvers and a bow. I mean, in my opinion, I always feel like ladder is kind of like the last piece of go mode. I don't like doing almost anything without a ladder most times, but I mean, right now, I mean, you know, depending on where the dungeons and stuff are, I mean, they're both go mode more or less. I mean, they need, you know, dungeons, and they need I would say a ladder. Like I said, I kind of like put ladder into the go mode category because I don't like the feeling of going into 9 and not knowing if there's water or, you know, something to step across.
One of my favorite jokes, being raised by a cup of coffee. I feel like that's my life story. But yeah, I agree with you on the ladder. I've actually had one seed where I thought I was home free, made it to the room outside of where Zelda was, and found a ladder block, and there was only one way in and out of that room.
Ganon's Gone Wild has a tough room here in this one. He's throwing bombs, but I mean, he's playing off that bubble really smart. He's taking the bops from the bubble. It's still really hard though. He's just he's really playing with fire here. And low bombs.
Yeah, it's really hard to time that out with the BMOS just like lasering the door.
If you don't play this game, you don't know how much of a pain that room is right now. It's like, and that door, I don't know. I guess he's probably been in that one already, but this is a lot of wood sword hits.
Oh no!
See, but that's what happens though. It's just like one bump, and then you get hit by a BMOS or something. Like, oh man, I've seen that so many times in this.
Yeah, he was using good strats to take it down, just didn't pay off that time.
Yeah, he was doing. Excuse me, he was doing really good there. Especially considering what that room has in it. I mean, it's just a pain.
And conveniently, he only has to worry about the one blue wizard here as long as he doesn't reset or...
Yeah, it was a power move. Like, I'm not sure how much he had that particular blue wizzy down to when he reset, but you definitely will... If he reset that room, if he didn't reset that room, he's probably not coming back here to try and finish this dungeon right now. Because...
Yeah, I think he had it... Oh no, not again.
Yeah, this is rough.
It's really easy to get impatient fighting those and just being careless.
He's gonna nope out. He's like, nope, that's enough now. While jonnylink is searching DM. And he's up to 211 rupees right now. He has a lot of bombs.
Not a terrible key price, but I think jonnylink's found level 1, but I don't think he's gotten to the ending key yet. So hopefully that doesn't cost him. He's able to keep the keys coming in so that he can keep up with the dungeons until he either chooses to go back and find that.
Yeah, just knowing that you don't have to be depending on like finding keys is amazing. We know that one already.
It's a great hit to find. It's just a little bit too late for that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's another good ring. Hint. Stop yawning. I was up really late last night and up really early this morning to play Y column because of the Japan time between us.
Right. And jonnylink getting a little bit closer. I don't know. Have either runners seen the white sword yet?
I don't think we've seen white sword yet.
So we're really close for the runners to be able to pick that up. And we have a raft.
May not be anything, but we found it, so better to have it and not know you're blocked by stuff. I actually did a practice seed the other night, and white sword, there's 9. Okay, so we know where Ganon is. I had a seed the other night I was practicing on, and I cleared literally the entire map, I think except power bracelet spots, and I don't know where it was. And Mags and White Sword were under power bracelet spots. Did the entire sea with just wood sword. It was miserable. I don't mind like not getting Mags because I've done so. Like I actually like don't ever count on it. Like some people I think depend on it too much, and like it's good. I mean, if it's close and I have a ton of hearts, I'm gonna check, but I'm definitely not. It's almost like I'm playing to get the white sword because I don't think I'm gonna get Mags at all. And ganonsgonewild going back into 2.
And he's found the white sword, so have a little bit of combat advantage over jonnylink.
Did you see where he got it from just now?
I did see, and I've already brain dumped it.
Yeah, I've been watching jonnylink scour DM over here, so I didn't catch where he got it. I think it was around vanilla like start spot though, because the last time I looked over, he was around that area. So I'm not sure where he ended up getting it. One screen west of where 2 is. Gotcha. Oh, one screen east of where 2 is. Still gotcha. So, I gotta ask you this because you were in my match this morning. You didn't think it was weird that I had no game audio in? I don't know why they didn't use wide... Or I don't know who was in charge of that, but why didn't they use Wide Collins game audio this morning? I watched it back and I was like, it was so eerie.
Yeah, well, I was the one responsible for that. I just usually keep track of the person that's in the lead. And speaking of which, GGW's taken a 1-0 lead on the Triforce with picking up the 1 and 2.
I had to tease you about that because even I was reading the chat and like people are like, "This is really eerie." So for anybody that has seen any of my matches or like noticed I do that, I know Tabby does this also. So I listen to music while I play with no game audio on except the sound effects, and I don't put obviously like the Spotify like live in audio, so you don't hear that part of. You've been in my stream, so like, you know what I do, but
exactly.
Some other people I've never been there are probably like, why does he? How could he play like that? That's like a maniac, you know, like.
So I love the play from GGW. He picked up a potion out of the take any to save for later, just in case money or finding the letter becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's a good play. Picks up a 5er, and we're in 4.
Which conveniently is the home of the red ring.
Yeah, that would be a huge pickup right now. That's probably what he's playing for right now.
Yeah, that would be a smart play. Now with the white sword, this should make the Darknet combat a lot easier.
And there's another bomb upgrade.
Love the movie reference there.
I think that was that. I think that was Ganon's first bomb upgrade. I think Johnny has one already.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess it's that one that he has, but I'm not sure. Unless I was in another dungeon.
Alright, so Ganon trying to position himself to get as many hits in as possible. Probably will need to use a bomb to clear that last Darknet on the right side of the room. But making good work of everything.
If you're pretty good too, you can actually like clip halfway into the water, and you don't have to like spend a bomb there. If I don't know how to like explain it without showing. It's kind of like a ladder clip, but you don't use a ladder.
Right. I think I've seen somebody do that, and even though he resets with the blue Darknet, probably a better play to just reset the room since it bombs north.
Yeah, for force stabs, that was a good play. He wants to go bomb this wall though first. Yeah, I'm definitely grabbing that at 13.
Yeah, he's been a little bit more liberal with the silver arrows, but it has been worth it to get the combat in quickly.
Telling you, it's a gift and a curse. You get that early, and you start throwing them around. You're like, oh, I have 6 rupees and I can't buy anything. And there's the red ring. Huge pickup.
Yeah, that plus the potion that he picked up should help significantly, especially if he gets far into dungeons and needs a little bit of a helping hand.
Yeah, this is like the epitome of Jet Seed, depending on where these dungeons end up. I'm not sure what dungeons we're missing still, if any, but I mean, they're stacked right now for 29 minutes in.
Yeah, I think the only 2 I don't have marked down as somebody finding is 6 and 8, but it's possible I could have just missed one of those at some point. As Johnny Link gets into level 2 again.
And our tracker, Juice says, also missing 6 and 8. So it looks like we're missing 6 and 8. I'm not sure how much of the map has been covered, but I think we've seen between the 2 of them a pretty significant piece of the map so far. So I'm not sure if they're just spots we haven't seen yet, or that no one's been to, or... Oh, why forced?
Well, if the recorder did get picked up, as Ray of Light was mentioning, then he's actually done with this dungeon.
Yeah,
and Johnny Link buys the blue ring.
And now he'll go find the red ring. That's what always happens.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he saw the hint about the red ring. So it's nice to have that safety valve with the blue ring, since money seems to be pretty readily available.
Yeah, Rywek and Chaz also agreeing that it must have been in a Gibdo, I guess, the tutor. So I'm pretty sure the tutor, he was, I think, just, what was he in, 4 just now? So he must have got in there.
Oh, it was probably that room that he reset and got the blue dark nut. It was probably one of the Gibdos in there carrying the item.
Mm-hmm, yeah. It's tough to see sometimes, depending on what item and what it's in. I know there was a compass, I think, in a Gibdo or something last time, and you didn't see it.
Yeah, Johnny Link picking up the white sword now, so about back to equal footing with combat strength.
And Games Gone Wild is back in that hellish room that we saw a little while ago. The Bubbles, the Beamos, and all these Wizzies.
Yeah, with 3 blues, I would try to reset. Well, now he killed one of them, so
he's not
going to do much.
Yeah. I was going to say, you better pop it now. I was like, because those 5 hearts, even with a ring and... Even with a ring and pots, like, you can get messed up real quick in rooms like that.
Yeah, he had really good technique after the potion to finish out that room, and assuming that things go well, he's not going to Y-force himself this time.
Yeah, he sees the try and he's going to grab this. I think that's all he needs. Not sure.
Yeah, he's got all 3 items now.
Okay,
so 2 hearts and an any key for level 1.
There it is. Johnny Link's just heading into 3. I think he's been there already. Good technique. He wants to get rid of those critters on the floor over there, but they're not. That is like the one bad thing. Like if you click on the other side of them, like they will just. I guess it's like the access of like the room or like whatever. I mean, I think sometimes will like sneak out and come by you, but a lot of times, yeah. See, like he's in trouble.
Yeah, and the one unfortunate thing, those do not count as a boss. So if he ever leaves the dungeon, those things will come back, typically, and that's just not a good room to try to squeeze through with those.
No, it isn't. But it is nice that you can at least kill one and leave, and the second one, when you come back, is dead.
Exactly.
That wasn't really a convenient room. They were moving like a million miles a minute, and I would say the play probably would have been for him a little bit better there. Would have been clip inside the diamond and try and like take them out, like where he can like move around a little bit, but still a pain.
All right, so Johnny Link back into 1. Let's see if he's able to find the any key and our other items in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess he hasn't seen that wild room that we love so much. I don't think he's been up there yet.
For any of our vanilla players, if you're not a fan of Lionel Richie on that waterfall screen, imagine having 4 or 5 of them blocking you from getting into that cave.
And also, he found America's most loved room, this Whisbro, Beamos, and really annoying bubble room. And
unlucky.
I don't think it's unlucky. I think that room just is annoying.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
I don't think it has anything to do with unlucky. I think that room is built to be no luck. Some bombs and a heart. .34 secret. And that was the whistle spot. The recorder link.
Alright, the seat's been pretty generous with money.
Hasn't been generous with friendly dungeons so far.
No, absolutely not. Well, maybe that means level 8 will be a cakewalk, and maybe an easy enemy set for 9, although that might not favor Johnny Link too much unless he's able to close the gap here a little bit.
Yeah.
So I believe this might have been the room where the recorder was.
Raft might make a difference too, depending. I don't think we've seen raft spots yet.
No, I don't think we have.
And Johnny's going to pick up his red ring, which is unfortunate because he just dumped all that money into a blue ring.
Yeah, but as the old saying goes, you have to buy the blue ring to find the red ring.
Oh, I know. I was reading chat say that all day when I bought a blue ring today. On that watch back, I was like, I must have saw 5 people.
Oh, this is the room that had the recorder, so it was a different room. Yeah, very cleverly hidden in the Gibdos.
I did not see that when we were watching that 4 earlier. Sometimes it's really hard to see, like I said. Depends on what the item is and what enemy it's in. Some of them stand out like a sore thumb, like a key inside of a pancake or something. You could see it pretty good, but sometimes you're like, I almost missed that.
Exactly. All right, and Johnny Link gets semi-Y forced, although he had both items. So level 4 complete for him finally.
It was a friendly Y force.
All right, and back into one. Johnny Link goes. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more success digging out the items. I don't think he's actually gone. I think it's to the right to get one of the 2 heart containers and then the any key, which he might feel a little bit better about combat in this room if he got that 1 extra heart container, just for a little extra safety net. But showing good fundamentals. Red ring should help a little bit too.
I was gonna say I'm throwing at least a bomb or 2 here to try and speed up this process. And he does. And then he gets bopped by a bubble and wastes one.
Yeah, that's always a difficult thing to deal with. Excellent bomb to finish off the room. Now again, hopefully not going to get Y-forced here. Oh, he avoids it. Yeah, excellent. And he's going to be rewarded with one of the 2 heart containers in this level. Picks up a key. Hopefully that'll incentivize him to go ahead and take a look to the right of the entrance after he picks up the Triforce here, and will be very well rewarded for his trouble with the any key shortly, should he choose to do that. And there's the Triforce for level 1. So we have a 3-2 lead to Ganon's Gone Wild, who is currently digging 7 with a favorable enemy set and good combat prospects.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get to see the rest of the 7 that we didn't really see much of earlier.
Alright, so we have a heart container for the stair item in here. And Johnny very close to the location for the any key. Alright, Ganon's sorting down the Manhandla, and I believe this is where Johnny Link is going to find the key.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help his cause out for sure.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time not having to ponder whether you should or could use a key and having to backtrack. So is Ganon... Oh, he does get the other bomb upgrade. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna say I'm taking that.
Yeah, that price you're crazy not to.
Especially with all these woods robes that we've already seen. I'm not sure what is coming up next, but...
Alright, and Ganon's Gone Wild clears the room with 8 Wall Masters, one of my least favorite sets, because it seems like you're almost guaranteed to get a clock at some point. You just gotta be really careful with clearing that room.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And Johnny Link back into level 3.
And back to that annoying room.
But thankfully with the... Oh dear.
That is much more annoying than the one he was just in.
The red ring makes it a little bit easier to deal with the lamellas, but not so much love trying to get through that room with the whiz ropes.
Oh, picks up the ladder. That's a huge gap. Now I would say he's fully goal mode. He was already loaded with stuff, but that ladder is... I mean, what are we missing now? One dungeon, or are we still missing 2?
I still think we're missing 6 and 8. But Ganon's Gone Wild apparently may have come into a ladder block in 7 that's going to keep him from getting to the Triforce. So Johnny Link will be well served once he gets to there to be able to finish that level off. And Ganon may have to go do a little bit of digging to find where the item is. And we have level 6 now on Ganon's side.
So we're only missing, I believe, 8 then.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody mentioning that GGW has found level 8.
Oh, okay. He did. Where was it? Then maybe it was on D. I'm not sure where 8 was. I didn't catch that one.
So we have no blocks in play for the seed other than needing the ladder or possible. Well, actually, we have the recorder now. So if we had a room blocked by a dig dogger, that part will be sorted for both runners as well.
Bruce is saying he thinks 8 might be waterfall. Was ladder blocked he left early. Okay, so that's that's why we didn't see any of it.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And our horizontal shoot room yields the Triforce to Johnny Link.
Yeah, we saw that.
Is now even the score up, 3-3.
Yeah, we saw that annoying shoot room with that try. We were having a conversation about it.
Yeah, I will have to go see if it's possible to block clip into that.
You probably could clip into it. I would imagine you probably could do that. I'm gonna lean 80% yes, 20% no, but maybe even 90-10.
It's just whether it will actually net you the Triforce.
No, it should though. You should be able to pick it up in that spot. I mean, if it's just sitting there, like, there's no factor, I don't think that would keep you from getting it in there. Because if it's like a bomb or anything else, you can just freely pick it up. So it should be the same thing.
Alright, so we probably have a segment at level 6.
Yeah, and this is looking ladder blocked-ish also. So every room is just... that river is running right through it.
Yeah.
I know somebody that's not going to be ladder blocked.
At least Ganon's got enough bombs that he can do some exploration and possibly try to work around it, but seeming a little bit less probable that that's going to work.
So my theory, right, like my mindset right now, I should say, if I'm Johnny Link, especially with ladder, I'm figuring out where the last dungeon or 2, whatever he's missing on his tracker is, and I'm going. I mean, maybe if I'm passing stuff on the way, I'm just going in and grabbing tries, but I don't know, not even. I'm going to go search the map and figure out what is next, because if I need something else specific, I want to know at least, you know? And
yeah.
I don't think I'm not sure what he particularly is missing. Like, I know they were kind of both like 1 or 2 off, so. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he saw that 8, or I'm not sure, you know, who saw what, but
yeah, I think Johnny's pretty much Triforce and go, but he may not know that entirely yet.
Dude, like,
So we'll see if he decides to do a little bit of digging here to find the second item. He's already got the heart container.
Yeah, that's probably a power move to just grab that. I mean, you got one item and you got the try right there, so I like that play. But like, what if you need Raft? You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know that, I don't think yet. So that's the scary part of that. He's playing it right. He doesn't. We know that, but he doesn't.
Yeah, and I think Ganon's worked through all of the possible routes through level 6 and is indeed ladder blocked.
Oh, Johnny, well, I mean, I was just using Raft as an example, but I'm just saying if you need something for like blockers, you know what I mean? Like, if you're like missing one or two dungeons, like I want to find those one or two, especially like this loaded, and then I could just go. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, I have all the dungeons. I'm just getting tries. I'm going and getting into 9 now. You know, you don't need. I mean, they almost have everything except power bracelet. But I mean, in another seed, that power bracelet could be the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know it's a little bit of confirmation bias, but it always feels like there's some form of blocker in this set of flags. So to not actually have one feels a little bit odd. But
Yeah,
so far, Johnny making the good play to just keep going and try to get what he can, and then if he runs into trouble finding, I think level 8 might be the last level that he still needs to find, but he's seen everything else.
and he's not far from it. I don't think. I think 3 is like kind of close-ish to that. What did he miss in 3? Didn't he get everything out of 3? Oh, he's missing try.
Yeah, he also hadn't found the ladder yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay. I'm sorry, Ganon's Gone Wild. Yeah, Johnny Link has the ladder. And now we're all even up as far as that front goes. So we're about 1 Triforce apart right now.
And I believe Ganon has all the levels, or all the knowledge of the levels, so he is indeed Triforce and Go.
Yeah, I mean, and that could be the difference. I mean, if you take some weird route and you don't find that 8 right away, or you think it's under a PB or something, and you start thinking, you know, stuff in your head, Ganon's Gone Wild already has that information, you know what I mean? So he's literally grabbing and going at this point.
The only item that might be nice to have would be potentially the book, just for a little bit of extra comfort, knowing the dungeon layouts for 8 and 9.
Yeah, and I can attest to that, because I didn't have a book or a map really deep into that 9 this morning, and it murdered me. I mean, so that book goes a long way. But I'm also not wasting 30 minutes digging dungeons for it either, you know? So
yeah, it's a whole lot easier to just... You could spend a whole lot less time just trying to get the map. Alright, Ganon surviving the lamellas. Oh no! He's gonna have to watch out for these red wizards. One more. Oh no, he took it down. But at least he knows what he's going up against, so hopefully he can have a better run.
that was that stupid Triforce room, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just happened to look away for a second, and I saw where he died in that shoot, so I figured. He knows where he's going, though. He's going to get this right now.
Yeah, he should be good to go now.
There we go.
Even if he has to damage boost through.
I would say it's still pretty close, though, because Johnny's probably going to get a try here in a minute, I would think, out of 6, when he either gets a compass or finds whatever I'm not sure if he's grabbing items at this point in here, because he doesn't know where 8 is yet.
Well, I think what happened was he had a weird path and wasn't able to bomb through, and he's still having that. So I wonder if he's going to have to kind of circle around and up, or if there's like a multiple segment situation going on here to get to the Triforce.
And I think ganonsgonewild has been in here too, because we were saying before that he was at that section with that river that was like through like 3-4 rooms in a row where Johnny's at right now. So I think ganonsgonewild kind of has a good idea where he's going in this already.
To answer your question in chat, both runners are in go mode, although we're not sure if jonnylink knows that. I'm not showing that he's found level 8. Ganonsgonewild does have knowledge of where all the dungeons are.
Yeah, ganonsgonewild is go mode, and we're pretty sure jonnylink's just missing 8, which is the only thing he knowledge-wise needs.
Now it looks like this very roundabout path through level 6 might be drawing to a conclusion. Got a little 3-headed Gliok, but with beams, and should make pretty quick work of that, and gets another heart container for his troubles. Now this is interesting. Possibly trying to play for another item. May not know that he doesn't need the power bracelet to finish this.
That's what I'm worried about. Because if that is the case, then ganonsgonewild has a big one up right now. And he has the compass, so I mean, I don't know. You said that he was like blocked or something before?
Yeah, so he needs to go south and east one room.
Yeah, I see that. I'm not sure if he's searching for stuff still.
It seemed like he was searching for a push block to get another item out of this level.
And I can't imagine he's really looking for anything. I mean, the only thing I could think of is like power bracelet. You're probably not looking for hearts. He's pretty good on those right now. Yeah, see, he's going to continue to look. At this point, he's like, well, I cleared almost this whole dungeon, and I'm finishing it now.
Right. So we will momentarily be re-tied up at 5 Triforce pieces apiece.
There it is.
As Ganon dips back into level 5.
And it's an easy enemy set, so he should be breezing through this one at this point.
A little curious that he didn't clear that just for convenience, because it wasn't taking a lot of time, but that 3-row of blocks typically is not able to drop.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So unless there's a push block that gets you to a blocked part of the level, there's not really any purpose to it.
Yeah.
Even though it feels like you maybe ought to do something about it, it's not really entirely worth it. So, Ganon finding the hint for the region that level 8 is in, which might help jonnylink if he hasn't found that dungeon yet, if he finds that hint.
What was the hint? I didn't even catch it.
It was the Gliok returns along the river.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I just saw that one. I was like, wait, that's not it.
Which can include the waterfall screen.
Mm-hmm. I remember he was checking DM earlier, so I'm guessing that he's down to like only a few spots left. And I think Johnny is good enough of a runner that he probably has an idea of where to look, but just hasn't got there yet. He's kind of trying to probably do things in bunches and just hasn't made it over there yet. There's a try. Yes, he's going to continue to look where Ganon's Gone Wild is literally going wild right now.
All right, so this is a potential push block room. Although the silvers were on the floor, so this could potentially be our second item in here.
Yeah, probably is. The book.
And it's the book.
Yeah,
that would be the one other item that I would want to have.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, that just alone in 9 is a killer. I mean.
Oh, okay. So the entrance to death, it refers to the location of level 9. So in the original game, it would refer to level 9, and so that carries through in the randomizer. So if you see the entrance to death, that is a hint for the location of level 9.
Yep, you don't die there. You just go to level 9.
All right, and Ganon making quick work of what was left of level 7 now that he has a ladder.
And only 8 left. I mean, we're still close. It's only 2 tries off, but that knowledge is going to go a far way right now.
Yeah,
it might come down to the great equalizer.
Those are absolutely garbage prices. So 94 rupees to double blue versus 74 for red, I believe it was.
Yeah, Johnny's just looking for it right now.
Yeah, so depending on how involved this level 8 is, Ganon could take a considerable lead going into 9.
Excuse me, where's 2 marked on the map right now?
I do not recall the location of level 2 off the top of my head. There are there's one potential bait block, and there's not a guarantee that it's required. There's not even a guarantee that we will see the room, since typically runners don't dig every single... Oh dear, that's a level 8.5. Typically don't dig every single room in the dungeon. It's very common to see just like typically like an old man room like you saw on jonnylink side, and like that's your bait block, and where it's just like there's a room with one way in and one way out. Yeah, but there is guaranteed to be one. It's just not guaranteed to be required or even found.
And most of the time, for whatever reason, especially in Rookie Rumble, I've noticed like they're usually not in the seed. I mean, it's annoying. Like I bought bait this morning. I was like, I'm not going to let that be the deciding factor. For I think it was like 43 rupees or whatever it was. I just bought it to have it, but.
Oh yeah, it could be. It could be the room before Zelda.
It could be any of those rooms. And there's the 8 try. He's gone.
Yeah,
it's so wild. It's headed towards 9.
Awesome. So 1 hour and almost 2 minutes in, we're going to have our first shot at level 9. So in vanilla, level 7 is the home of the bait block, and this could be in any of our levels, could be in level 9. jonnylink getting the Triforce out of level 2, so now we got to see if he can find level 8 so he can stay close behind Ganon's Gone Wild. And I don't think either runner has the meat at this point. So if there were a bait block, both runners would have to handle that particular situation.
And here we go. Johnny's in the great equalizer.
All right, and so we are looking for a shutter door that does not open when the room is cleared, which is our location for the princess. And we are listening for the roar of Ganon to key in on where he is at.
Johnny's gonna get out of this 2 pretty quick. I mean, it's not a big 2 at all. But he still doesn't know where 8 is.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the difference between the 2 runners here.
Now, here's the thing, though. So, if this 9 is miserable, which we don't know yet because we can't see it, and he gets lost or something in here, and Johnny gets there with the map, it could be a problem.
It could be. So, jonnylink will have the advantage as far as being able to see what the makeup of the level is, assuming Ganon doesn't find the map in here. So that could give him some time back if he's able to get in there soon.
There's Zelda.
Yep. So we've got 1 piece of the puzzle. We just need the roar.
He was like up top somewhere too, so he's definitely taken a couple like shoots already.
Alright, so jonnylink gonna screen scroll over to Vanilla 5. So in the right neighborhood to find level 8. Just a few more screens to go, I believe.
I'm gonna start filling in the pieces. He's checked like 2 like long lines of dungeons so far and hasn't seen anything yet. So he's just making his way. It's pretty linear. He's been able to go in and out of a lot of rooms already. So
yeah, and Ganon's gonna benefit from that because I think, Johnny's gonna benefit from that because Ganon found the Triforce pretty quickly in level 8.
Yeah, like I said, if you make I mean, I've done it. We've seen other people, mistrack and do stuff in races during this and just in races in general. And one bad mistake could put you 45 minutes behind in 9. I mean, it's just what 9 is. I mean, and Ganon's Gone Wild worked his way all the way back up to the lobby. So, I'm not sure how good or bad his tracking is. I know he plays other stuff, so I'm sure he's, probably tracking at least halfway, but...
yeah, that part always makes me a little bit nervous. I tend to be very meticulous to make sure I don't get lost in 9, but I know some people are able to kind of just mark the locations of the staircases that you take to transport around. And jonnylink is ready to head to level 9. So only about 4 or 5 minutes behind, but we'll have a little bit of an advantage potentially for knowing the layout of dungeon.
Yeah, that map could literally body him at this point. I mean, probably not, because Ganon's Gone Wild already knows where Zelda is and has a good chunk of the map looked at already. But I mean, if it's anything like what I had this morning, where it's like Ganon sitting in a corner behind a bomb wall and you don't know like where to look, it can literally mean this match right now.
That is a very beefy level 9.
Yeah, that's a big brick. Like you see like those little nubs, like the nub all the way on the top right or something like that. Like if that's like a bomb wall, like before that one or something, and you can't see it, like it's hard to like track without like just knowing where to bomb and stuff. Like sometimes you just get lucky or be like, oh, this probably bombs, and you get it, but sometimes you don't. And Ganon's Gone Wild is also down to 1 bomb, which is becoming a problem now.
Yeah. So great work from jonnylink to finish off the last keys with a diagonal boomerang shot, but needing to clip through that block to get out of the room. Conveniently finding some more bombs as he continues to explore. Actually, Ganon finding some keys or some bombs as well. 59 room level 9. Thank you for counting that out. I usually try to do that, but didn't feel like doing the math, which is kind of sad as I'm a math teacher. Normally, I'll take the night off from that.
I don't blame you. Ganon's Gone Wild gotta be feeling some pressure now. Oh, and we have we heard the pig. There he is.
All right, and at 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 37 seconds, we have Ganon sighting. So we're going to need 8 stabs with the white sword. Should be fairly simple work, since actually, again, Ganon is in his room. And so one of the things I was curious about is what are the odds? Because Ganon's room can appear, I believe, in any dungeon. But to have it in this one and to be the room that Ganon is in is not a guarantee.
Nope.
And we have Bacon on Ganon's side.
And he knows where Zelda is now, so this should probably be a beeline just to get back to Zelda now. If he tracked well, he should definitely have a great idea. Oh, she was right next door. Okay, he must have seen from.
Oh wow! And get your GGs out for Ganon's Gone Wild with an official race time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Yeah, we saw that room before. I don't know if he just didn't go to the right, or I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, we definitely saw that because I was like, oh, there's Zelda. Maybe he was on the other side though. I think there was a shutter on the other side.
All right, and with us in the booth is our winner for this evening, Ganon's Gone Wild. What do you think of that seed?
It was pretty nice. Just handing out items left and right early, and then there was like ladder blocks everywhere. And then the nice thing about getting ladder blocks so much is like it just kind of cuts down on what you can actually do. But you start to worry like, well, what if they found the ladder? Then they just do all this stuff for free.
Yeah, jonnylink did find the ladder before you did, but wasn't really able to turn it into much of an advantage, if I recall correctly. You had actually made more progress in the dungeons on your initial dives, whereas jonnylink had to go back into several of the dungeons 2 or 3 times to make the same level of progress that you did. So you ended up having an advantage once you equalized with the ladder. That you were able to turn into a victory.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I really had no clue where I was going to be at in this one. I don't know. And then I got into 9 and like kept going in circles for like 5 minutes. I'm like, where is this guy?
Well, that's what I said. I was like, you got to probably be feeling the pressure there because you were running around 9. You were filling in those gaps in the middle a little bit, but you didn't have a map. And I was like, Johnny had found the book like maybe 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, and he had caught up to you and got into 9. Obviously he's in 9 right now, but I was like, if Ganon doesn't get going here soon and Johnny comes in, this could mean the match. I mean, I had kind of more luck this morning in my match, but I had that where I was in 9 with no map. I couldn't find a map. It was like the same big 9 like you had, and I had no book, no map, and it was just Ganon was in like a weird. He was in like bottom left, and Zelda was like top right, and it was the most spread out you could have made it, and it was just like weird. But he was behind like a bomb wall, and like if I didn't bomb that wall, I would have never heard him. So
yeah.
And you started running low. You started running low on bombs too, so I was getting double nervous for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me without the map to tell whether I'm like towards the left or towards the right. So I just kind of like was trying to go more vertical, but yeah, I was very disoriented. But thankfully, wound up finding him.
So one of the things I always like to ask about, this felt like a jet scene. Did you ever really feel like you were behind at all? Were you nervous about your prospects, or?
I don't think I played like super well. Like I could see someone being like several minutes, if not 10 minutes faster. Just it's like so I definitely thought like I could, even though like things felt like they were kind of going okay, like I just felt at many points where I was like not making progress as fast as I would have liked. So I don't know.
It's weird like that sometimes too. Like I did a seed last night. I was in the 12 o'clock race last night in the morning, and it was only 10 of us, and I was like, man, I feel great on this. Like I felt like I had a really good time. Like I think I finished like 123 or something. I was 10th place. I was like, I mean, there were some monsters in that race. I mean, you know, there was a lot of, especially that late race. It's usually like really good people, but there's people definitely like equal or around our level, and like even they had, you know, just beat me out, and I was just like, wow. Like sometimes you feel like you're doing great and you're not. So I mean,
Yeah.
I try not to like think too much about that, but you do want to like put the jets on sometimes, and you're like, all right, this person's probably kicking my butt.
Yeah, I mean, finding the bow and silvers really early was like definitely super like, oh, all right, like this could be a fast seed, because I don't know, they didn't seem like super well hidden, so I'm like, my opponent will eventually find that, but hopefully I can get some advantage maybe with like the weaponry early on, but I don't know. Then it just felt like I went in circles for 30 minutes until I found the ladder.
No, you were playing. Well, I think Dark said it best. Like Johnny was going in and out of a lot of dungeons that you weren't as much, and you guys both had a good time. I forget what level it was. That one level with that BMOS / bubble / blue wizard room. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was pretty miserable. But yeah, I did have one big mistake, which was I accidentally fat-fingered the select button when I up-A'd after, I think it was level 1, and then so I had to walk all the way back there.
Yeah,
that was definitely not intentional.
I think I saw that. I'm not sure if either of us commented on it, but I did see that.
All right, and Johnny Link has found Ganon and got the bacon and is finishing with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 14 seconds.
I feel like that's a great time, and it just, you know what I mean? Like, you just edged him out. I mean, he didn't play necessarily bad. It's just, you know, like, sometimes, if I'll tell you right now, if I'm not, I don't look at the race room, so, like, if I get a 115, I'm like, oh, I feel good. I'm about to throw a TV out my window, you know what I mean? Like, I feel great at that time. And then you look and you're like, I lost? Like, you know, like, that's how I felt last night. So, it just happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to gain or lose like 10 minutes in this game is how I feel, like just off of small little things that snowball into like, oh, well, you didn't find this item because you were one bomb or one key short or whatever. So, I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to predict what'll happen.
They definitely add up quick. I don't think you guys had any dungeon blocks either.
Like I needed the raft or something like that, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that we didn't need anything. It was pretty much all the dungeons were just on the right side of the map. It's kind of weird.
I know he also probably lost a little bit of time. I mean, it could have been that 6 minutes that he's behind you right now, but he did check a lot of DM. I know that, like earlier on. So he probably wasted a little bit of time doing that, but GG Johnny, that was a great time.
Hey, thank you. GG. Good game, man.
Yeah, GG.
So this was a really close race through most of the seed. You actually found the ladder a little bit before Ganon's Gone Wild, but didn't quite get as much penetration into the dungeons on your first digs where Ganon got that, and that was a little bit of the time difference there. How did you feel about the seed overall?
It seemed pretty generous at first. I mean, I found a lot of dungeons. I found the sword at like 3 minutes, and you know, when I first found the dungeons, I'll check a couple of rooms, but mainly looking for the white sword, and all the dungeons just seemed pretty rough. Too slow to do with the wood sword, a lot of whiz robes, a lot of dark nuts, but I just kept thinking like, oh, I'll get back to it, and I just think I took too long in the overworld looking for stuff.
Yeah, it seemed like the first few dungeons you guys found were kind of the harder enemy sets and made it a little bit harder. So this is only the first of the best of 3. Do you guys have a time set up for the next race between the two of you?
Sunday, I think it's like 4 p.m. Eastern, and then potential game 3 at 7 p.m. I think on Sunday.
Yeah, I believe so.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Domingo, Domingo, Domingo. Yeah, you guys put on a great race this evening. It was great to see. We'll definitely be looking forward to seeing round 2 of this, and hopefully a round 3 to follow.
I wouldn't count on the round 3, but yeah, maybe.
Anything can happen.
Anything could happen.
You guys are both. I was just saying, Johnny, right before you came in, I said I ran one last night at the 12 o'clock race, and it was only 10 of us, and I think I finished at like a 123 or something. I felt great, and I was 10th, and I was like, that just happens sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you feel good about your time. You feel like, oh, I'm doing pretty good right now. 115 is, I mean, that's close to like that's pretty close to my best time. 109, I think, just edges out my best time. So, I mean, you guys both played great, in my opinion, on this one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's on random, you know. It's a lot of gambling. It's a lot of, hey, do I want to try to dig this? Do I want to not do it? And then just, you know, one missed floor drop can turn the game around. So,
I think, that is one thing I think that Johnny kind of got hurt by, too. You didn't know where 8 was, and Ganon had that knowledge. Going, like, he basically was, like, getting into go mode, and you didn't know where 8 was, and you were kind of digging dungeons still, like, the last, like, 2-3 dungeons you were in, and I was like, this is killing him right now. Like, this is... The only thing that could have helped you was you got the book, but you still didn't turn the jets on enough to get there, because he was a little messed up in 9, and he had no map or book. But you looked around. I don't know what the last couple. I know you looked around in 2 a little bit. And
2 and 6 and maybe 7. I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing is, I started looking at my map and I was like, oh, I think I'm out of places to look. So I figured it was a power bracelet level. And then I was like, I didn't check like up at level 5 in the waterfall and stuff because I'm dumb. But oh well.
Yeah, and you dug around so much in DM. Like I'm trying to think, was there even anything? Was there a dungeon in DM?
I don't think so.
9 was in DM.
Yeah, it was it was like in the beginning of DM.
That's like one of the first spots you always check anyway. That spot next to Armos. Yeah, I mean, if you don't check DM there, you're probably even safe. I mean, you probably do check. Vanilla, it's over there, Vanilla 6, the grave, and like that stuff. But yeah, that's tough. I mean, it really did just come down to a couple checks and a little extra digging, and I mean, that was the difference.
Yeah, that was my fault for not checking up there earlier. But yeah, just something I missed.
I feel like that happened in another race I either called or was watching too. That somebody didn't check waterfall, like last night, maybe even. Watching so many seeds, I can't even keep track, to be honest.
It was me.
Was it?
I did the exact same thing. I forgot about waterfall, and 1 was there, and you were calling the race.
Oh, right, yeah. See, I felt like I saw that. Yeah. I did see. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Thank you for reminding me. So I didn't think I was losing my mind, by the way. Well, on that note, GG's to both of you. Good luck Sunday. And hopefully we do get to game 3. It's an exciting matchup. You guys both playing great. And we will see you then.
Yeah, good game. It was a pleasure. Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks, GG.
And you take us out, Darthling.
All right, so if you're looking for more Z1R action tonight, currently on SpeedGaming Prime, we have Lorgan versus Yumi. That's their game 3, so you'll definitely want to check that out. We have another race at 10 o'clock on Z1 Randomizer channel between Custom 666 and Thilo Tilo. And then we also have a series of races tomorrow evening going on into Saturday morning. So stay tuned, and we'll look forward to bringing you as many of those races as we can. So for Darth, for myself, and for Money Mercs, we wish you a good evening, and thanks for tuning in.